go day streets before find some meat.
Stay by plan, stay by plan. All the girls, all the boys, for stay by plan. Stay by plan, Accra, stay by plan. All the boys, all the girls, for stay by plan. Stay by plan, stay by plan. All the boys, all the girls, for stay by plan. Just a stay by plan with Afi and Zuu. All the G's for Accra, shall we did for you? If you also want to react, then that'd be cool. Hashtag stay by plan, shall we did for you?
Zuu, why are we back? I thought we were going on a break.
Well, as you know, the people were not pleased for us to go on a break just like that. They wanted us to ease them into it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So we had a lot of people coming through hey, why are you going on? You didn't tell us. So we are back for a few episodes and then we'll go on our break. So
I really need a break.
Yeah, we need a break. It's been a long season, but we'll end it well. We're ending it nicely with a few, a good lineup.
Okay.
We've got a good lineup to end the season. So yeah.
But before we go in, I want to talk about December because I didn't see Zuu even once.
Christmas. What are you saying?
I saw you. Zuu didn't even wish me Merry Christmas. You saw me when? Okay, yes.
I saw you at the Tastes Night Market. Which,
mind you, Zuu didn't invite me. I showed up myself. And Zuu was busy. He didn't even talk to me. Zuu, I don't, honestly, hi. Let's a guest. I'll get to it. But I just have to finish with Zuu. Zuu, just when it comes to podcasts.
Okay, I can explain. We're in a pandemic. That's all. That's all I have to say.
No, but you're in the streets, Zuu.
Where? Which streets?
Zuu, tell us what you did this December.
I stayed at home.
You're a liar.
I wore my face mask. That's all.
Zuu, why are you lying?
I'm serious. That's all I did.
No, why are you lying?
I didn't go anywhere.
But you did your whole cooking thing. And after that, you got a lot of girls.
Which girl?
And I know you went to Bloom.
I didn't go to Bloom. I haven't been to Bloom 2 years.
You're lying because there was last time that we came to the podcast and you said you had to go meet someone at Bloom. You went for some infusions thing. Don't lie.
I didn't go.
Did you go to Bloom or not?
And I went to Garage instead. I promise.
Zuu is a very dangerous man.
Anyway, moving on.
Zuu is a dangerous man. That's all I want everybody to know.
I promise.
Zuu is a dangerous man.
Anyway, we are in 2022. This is the first episode of 2022. And, glad to be back. Glad to see a new year.
Yeah, right?
Happy New Year to you guys.
Happy New Year. Sorry, I didn't even say Happy New Year. Sorry.
You see how you are. Happy New Year to you guys, the listeners,
Happy
everybody
New Year,
in the room.
listeners.
Yeah. So let's get into it. We have a very special guest today.
Yeah, she's really cute.
Really cute, man.
You literally have a doll face, a pretty doll face. How many times do you get that?
Actually, everybody wants to touch my cheeks.
Right. Can I touch your cheeks? That's true.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So who are you and why are you in our studio?
Yeah.
Our studio, please.
Well,
yeah, what brings you to our studio?
Hi. Zuu invited me. He invited me. I'm Sianeh.
Actually, it was shout out to Joseph T.
Okay.
He told us that we need to get you on the podcast. And so I saw her at an event. I don't remember.
Me either.
But you remember
I remember I saw you.
That's all Zuu knows, guys. Meeting foreign girls. You can hear from her accent that she's foreign. You're not Ghanaian, are you?
No.
What the hell? Anyway, so Joseph T said he wants to hear you on the podcast. And so here you are on the podcast. So shout out to Joseph.
Thank you, Joseph.
I trust that you're going to be a very interesting person because Joseph is one of the most interesting people I know.
I hope so.
Facts.
So tell us about yourself. Who are you? What do you do?
Well, hi, I'm Sianeh.
Okay.
I am the head photographer at Axe Photos. That's my job. I'm a photographer, content assistant, collage artist, and stylist. And stylist.
You don't say I should stop saying Ajay on the podcast.
Oh, don't. That's
say. That's your thing. That's your thing.
I add a stylist because I start off my shoot, but people do not know this.
Oh, that's cool.
I am Ivorian Liberian. I was born in Ivory Coast, but was raised in Liberia, and then traveled to America for a bit of my teenage to adult life, and then finished high school and did 2 years of university in Ghana. And since then, I just really vibe with the community, the country, the culture, and I'm just I'll be coming back to this place often. So I'm based in and out of Ghana.
Why do people like Ghana? No, Zuu. Explain to me. Why do people what's so special?
Actually,
she has to tell us. Yeah,
tell me.
Actually, so as much as I'm Liberian, West African, West African culture is very similar. Food, clothing, hair, all of that. I was raised in Liberia for maybe only 10 years of my life. So those 10 years was very young. So I really did not really understand the culture as much. I understand it now. I educate myself on it. But after I left to come to school in Ghana, I was 17 or 16. Right. And that is a huge part
of your life.
Yeah. And that's when you're trying to find yourself. And I ended up finding myself in Ghana.
Right.
And creating this reality. And the culture was so rich. Like, Ghanaians really appreciate that culture. That's one thing I really like about Ghana. The local language, they speak their dialect. And that's one thing I really vibe with. Compared to Liberia have different languages, but we do not internet, like the way you guys speak street. Like if I was going to buy something, I won't go and say English to the person. Instead, I'll speak street. Right. I was really hoping that's what happened with Liberia, but instead we have this speaking where it's like pidgin.
Yeah.
90% only Liberians can understand that. Please do not ask me to do it.
Shout out to my friend Ashley. Do you know Ashley?
Ashley Cooper?
No. So my friend went in school. She's Liberian. So her mom has like the Liberian accent and that's the pidgin.
I've definitely heard. I've heard it. I'm
nice.
Just like, huh?
Yeah, you would understand. You would
understand. Nice.
It sounds like nice. It sounds like English.
Yeah, it is English.
Can you do it?
Oh my! That's what I'm saying. Don't ask.
I know. No, I'm sorry.
No,
like just say what
line.
you did in December. This December in like Liberian pidgin.
Jesus Christ.
Just like small one.
Late December, I not go out because the people are having too much COVID. Like they play. You not even understand. Say the amount of COVID are in the country. The whole time I was home.
I understood.
Same.
Yeah, that's COVID. Okay.
I relate.
You liar. Zuu was out. Okay, he was in the streets.
No.
Zuu was actually in the streets.
I wish I could say what you said, but it's not coming.
There's too much COVID in
It's not coming.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't go out until December was coming.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, and since I did high school at AIS, American International, and
not Akosombo guys.
Funny enough, every time I say AIS, everybody's like Akosombo.
Yeah,
I don't even correct them. I was like, yeah, sure. So I did that and then started Lancaster for about 2 years. I was doing politics in Lancaster as my major, and I just figured out that I do not want to do this for the rest of my life. I'm like, nah, G. And then I found out that I enjoyed photography in 2018, my senior year of high school. Wow, and then my mother kind of really infused or kind of really pushed me into this field. I took pictures of my friends, like senior pictures where you post, like the pictures you put when they were going through graduation.
Right.
Those are the ones I took of only the girls.
Right.
And I share with my mom. Even looking back at the picture, Charlie, it wasn't anything sensible. It wasn't. I sent her and she was like, "Oh my God, Sianeh, these are solid." Charlie, the way the woman was hyping me.
Shout out to all the supportive moms.
Honestly.
For the creatives, right?
Honestly. So I went back home, I think after graduation or either for Christmas break, and she had a camera that she bought for her office, but they just never used it because nobody knew how to use it. I didn't know how to use it either. But she gave it to me and she was like, just take it. You don't know, experiment with it. And my mom is also a creative, but she ended up into politics. So low-key, I kind of feel like she's living through me. Low-key.
Yeah.
So she gave him the camera. I was like, she's like, do whatever you want to do with it. Next time you're here, if you have not figured out what you want to do, return it. But if you figure out you can have it and you can refund me my money when you are making money. So I was like, no problem. So I brought it. At the time, I already had like photography friends. I asked them, reach out to them, watch a lot of YouTube videos, and found out that I actually vibe with this. So that's kind of how I started.
Wow. Yeah. I feel like your story's rare because a lot of people have the whole, and my parents were like, you are in school doing political science. Why don't you just pay attention to your education? If you want to do photography, you can do this as a side. Right? Like you never really hear a parent say, take this camera. So that's like a very rare story.
I always I appreciate my mom so much because without her, I wouldn't even know if I had this talent. I won't enjoy this talent. You won't enjoy the talent that I have. But she really did well, honestly.
Yeah, I love that. That's one of my, like Afi said, that's one of my favorite things to hear is supportive parents. Because in Africa, you don't really see, unless you are trying to be a lawyer, they'll support you.
Actually,
doctor, they'll support you.
Doctor,
they'll support you 100%.
My child is a doctor.
Mommy, I want to be a photographer. Why?
For where?
House.
Why?
How can you make a living?
Finish, do this, and then when you finish, you see if you can do it. Oh God,
Charlie, so many obstacles.
I really respect that your mom did that. Yeah, that's hard. That's hard. Okay. So, you just even answered my next question. Like, but I'll ask it again. Why? What drew you to photography? Like, what was it that made you feel like
Nah, I like this.
I like this. I want to do this.
I want to try
you know
this.
what I mean?
So before even photography, I really enjoy taking pictures of myself, of people, just randomly taking pictures.
Right.
But before then, actually, I was a pencil artist. Like, I was always a creative. Like,
Right.
I started with pen brushes and pencil. But if you're going to be a pencil artist, you have to understand you need patience, because shading work and all of that line work, I didn't have that patience. Even my art teacher would be like, Sianeh, I can clearly tell where you put actual energy and where you didn't put any. Yeah.
Right.
So I saw that. I enjoyed doing drawings and stuff, but at the same time, like, I don't have the patience, no day. So the moment, like, my mom got me my iPhone 8, like, she upgraded me to an iPhone 8, and then I found out about portrait mode. The rest was history. Like, every picture was portrait mode.
Right.
And then when I figured out the camera could do that, Charlie, it was a mind-blowing experience at the time. Yeah. So that's kind of how, honestly.
And then aside your mom, like, everybody else in your family, people you care about, what was their like reaction towards this? I'm in school, but now I want to be taking pictures type of thing.
The funny thing, so I don't know if this also happened to other people's family, but my family, my mom is like the head of the family.
Right.
Normally you would think it would be a man, but he takes back and my mom leads.
Right.
So if my mom's in support, you better be in, who are you not to, are you mad?
I like this.
You
I like
better
this.
be in support.
Who runs the world?
So in 2020,
like
I spoke to her, like I sat her down, I'm like, Mommy, you see I'm doing this. And she's so proud of me. Like the way my mom talks about me with her friends, like she's a photographer.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I told her, I was like, I don't think I can become a politician. She's like, what do you want to do? I was like, photography. She's like, you really think you can make a living out of this? I'm like, yeah, like I have faith in myself. And then she's like, okay, you can take the 2020 year off. And if you can actually succeed, where I actually see you can actually make as much as she's supportive, she still has common sense. Yeah. She's like, after 2020, if you are not actually technically financially stable, I'm not giving you any money every other month, you are going back to school and doing something sustainable. So 2020, I really fought hard, and successfully, I'm now financially stable.
So then what was the 2020 like? What were the kind of
2020 was amazing. 2020 was the best year for my photography, actually, because prior to that, I wasn't really getting any gigs, because technically I was still kiddie in photography. People really didn't mind me. And at the same time, I was still kind of finding my foot, kind of finding finding my talent, actually. And then 2020, I just kind of created this whole bubble and actually understood what I wanted to do, because before 2020, I was doing every type of photography. I was doing wedding. I was trying every type. Yeah. And then I was like, I don't know if I really enjoy these. And then I ended up doing I came back to Ghana and then went to Liberia, documenting like different things happening in those two countries. And I really enjoyed it. I'm like, if I'm going to take pictures, I want it to be something that is tied to my root, and at the same time, very inspirational, very like there's a story aligned to it.
Right.
So before, I was just taking pictures for taking pictures' sake.
Right.
So then when I started doing things that actually have story or title, we started catching attentions of other people, and then I started getting gigs, and then I started getting projects. So yeah.
So I want to ask, I mean, you clearly have a very defined style. Like I want to ask, what led you, to get that niche? Because when I look at your pictures, I met you, the first time I met you
was at Lancaster.
At Lancaster,
I can remember. It was a Sunday. I can remember.
So basically, let me just tell the story. So I had...
What were you doing at Lancaster?
Actually, what were you doing at Lancaster?
No. Yeah, let's pause. We all remember what you were asking. So what were you doing at Lancaster?
I don't think it was a Sunday though.
It was a Sunday. I remember.
It
wasn't a school day, because there was nobody at that school.
Maybe it was probably Saturday.
It wasn't a school day.
It was Saturday. So basically, I had to take pictures for, remember I had a tripod and a camera. I had to take pictures for one of the restaurants at ANC. And, they said 4 p.m. And I get there, me, when I wake, I'm on time. So I get there like 3:45, 4 p.m. They are not there. It was like 5 p.m. before I started shooting. So I'm like, I can't just be so I just went to Lancaster.
Why Lancaster? Who do you know in Lancaster?
There was no one. I just went to sit there, like on the rooftop.
Why you can't go and sit at Coffee Lounge?
No, I can't sit at Coffee Lounge.
So he's a dangerous person, guys. As I said at the beginning of this episode, so he's very dangerous. Anyway,
so I went to sit there, and then I saw her, and she came up to me like, I don't remember what you said, but you kind of mentioned like the tripod,
right?
Because the tripod was right there. And, like if you see the tripod, you know it's a tripod. Actually, it's this tripod.
Oh, cute!
Hi, friend.
So yeah, so we just started talking about photography, and she told me that, you know, she's starting out, and I was like, oh, that's so cool, you know. We just had a really good conversation. It wasn't long, but
it was good.
It was a good conversation. So it was very interesting for me, like a few months later, to start seeing her stuff. I think I followed you that day.
Yeah.
And then I started seeing like your stuff on the internet.
I think that was 2019. It was 2019. Because 2020 I wasn't in Ghana.
It was 20.
It wasn't 2020. It was
2018.
Really?
I think it was 2018.
Probably.
So when did you graduate from university?
And so when I saw her,
then what were you doing at Lancaster? Like you definitely
I literally just said
anybody in Lancaster.
I went there to sit down and wait. Because I didn't want to wait.
And catch a small girl as you are there.
No.
Which was probably going to have been here.
I was minding my business.
If she didn't say tripod. Like whenever people are dating.
What the hell?
Wow.
Anyway, so yeah, it's just been amazing to like see your growth, you know.
Thank you.
From like the beginning, because like I think I saw it close to the beginning.
Yeah, actually that was if it was 2018, then that was the beginning.
The beginning, yeah. So I've been seeing like your stuff growing, and I've seen you like kind of develop your own style. And for me, I think what makes your work really stand out is how you photograph dark skin. And I'm sure you've heard it before, but like you're able to really capture the dark skin. And I like the tones. I like the themes. I'm also like, people may know, some people may not know, I'm also a photographer myself. So like, I'm inspired by your work. I'm inspired by other people's work.
Oh, how cute!
Oh my god! Not you being inspired by me.
Right? Yeah, I mean, I'm inspired by your work. So yeah, it's just really nice to see. But yeah, this long story. Let me bring it back. Let me bring it back to my question.
Really fanning out here.
What's like, what led you to that? Because as you were saying, I've noticed like, for example, you like to shoot couples. I think based on what I've seen, you like to shoot, like you were saying, I like the style. You said you're a stylist for your shoots. And you have like a distinct style, the way the models dress, and you're able to also like show like the real life. You know, people like to go and stand in front of some nice lawn and some trees.
That's the thing. When I document, so a lot of people also don't consider me a documentary photographer because it's not the style of documentary. Normally, documentary photographer, you don't put any filter, you just stick it and sell it to something. That's boring. To me, it's boring. So, after I decided I wanted to be a documentary photographer, I'm like, if I'm going to document Africa, I do not want to document Africa the way these other big corporations do, where it's like they show, even if you're showing the dirty part, still show the beauty in it. So I'm like, if I'm going to actually document this place, I want it to be like the most beautiful place you have ever seen. So it's like, as you said, I actually focus a lot on dark skin. And I always remember, as much as I'm documenting the whole space, my subject is the people or maybe the object in it. So of course, I always have to make them look the best with making the environment still look good. So with that, after I started, I actually didn't even start with filter. I didn't know how to create filters. I was terrible at it. And then I started editing on my phone actually. And then a friend of mine was like, you should try Lightroom on the computer or whatever. So I started doing Lightroom and playing around with the color wheel and all of that. And it just kind of created something that I wasn't seeing in other like photographers' work. And I was like, I like this. First, I started off with skin work. If you see at the very beginning of my pictures, it was just skin work, retouching. And then it hit me. I'm like, but why are you retouching some people or retouching some of your work? Like you're almost also telling people their skin is not beautiful the way it is. Right. You're trying to say your skin have not reached the beauty standard, so let me retouch it and make it look more pretty. So I completely stopped retouching.
I'm getting goosebumps. I'm sorry, guys.
I completely stopped retouching. And some people start asking, why don't you retouch anymore? I'm like, because I feel like I'm a part of the problem telling people they're not pretty. Why the hell am I retouching you? Unless you ask for it, if we collaborated, I won't retouch unless you are maybe not confident in your skin. Maybe you tell me, oh, Sianeh, not yet.
This pimple dear.
But if you don't say it, I'm like, you're perfect the way you are. And besides that, I used to, even making preset, I told myself, if I'm going to make preset, I can't just make any preset that is not like supporting the dark skin or it's not making the dark skin look beautiful. Right. So I would kind of say I have low-key, imaginary vision where it's like, let's say I see you and I'll keep that picture in my head. I'll keep that picture in my head. Technically, this only worked for photography. Sadly, I wish it worked for school where I can just take picture of my notes and see. Right? So like, let's say I saw you in the sun and you know how you see that skin,
nice.
you see that skin in the sun. It's like,
yeah.
Hey, you're fine, oh. Like your skin is just glistening. It's so good. So a lot of time I'll see dark skins, and I'm just like, I want my pictures to look like this.
That, yeah.
So this whole filter or preset thing, then I just start at like it was a learning process, a planning process, and then at some point I realized it hit me. I'm like, yo, I'm literally editing the way I see people or the way I see dark skin. How beautiful. And I'm glad now it's not just me seeing it like that. Other people are starting to see it through my vision.
Right.
Because a lot of the time people weren't seeing it. So I kind of created my picture to make them see, even though we're physically seeing each other under the sun, but we're not appreciating it.
Yeah.
So when I took that aspect and added it to my picture, it just made everything like, it was almost like the cherry on top.
Right.
So a lot of time I'll be in public and people just see me, I'm zoomed out. There's like, Sianeh, what the hell are you doing? Why are you just acting like you are not with other people? And 90% of the time when I'm doing that, I'm focusing, trying to figure out what is this person undertone color. Because a lot of dark people have red and purple undertone. And I'm like, okay, this person probably have red. How can I make them look a bit more golden? What can I take out or add? So it's literally just, I don't know how I got so interested into coloring and color grading, but the interest came, I don't know from where, but it came.
So did you have to like take courses online or everything was just on the spots learning in Lightroom and just try and error.
That's cool. I like how you're able to like tell your creative evolution story. Me, I can't say my own. Like,
Charlie,
so I need to actually think about it because I admire how you're able to like tell it from.
It's because of girls.
Oh my god!
He does all the things he does because
of
my
girls.
That's why I can't say that he doesn't want to marry and he doesn't want to.
The real people know, like, you know, my mind is not there. I'm not thinking about women. I'm thinking about money.
So that's what do you do when you have all the money?
I'll spend it
on
myself.
Oh
my god. Anyway, so just to like go back to your photography again, what would you say? It's cool. You just answered it.
Don't mind Zuu. I have a question for you about this whole photography thing. Like Zuu is saying, most of the photographers, I'm a model.
Oh, we need to work together then.
Yes, I'm very.
Yeah, she's got the dark skin and everything.
She got everything.
I take all the photos.
She got everything.
So those who know me, mind your business. I'm a model. Anyway, so most of the photographers I've worked with, in fact, all the photographers I've worked with are men. So how does it feel like working in like a male dominated space? Do you think it has been like difficult or it's been much more easy because it's like, oh, she's a girl. So it's like, oh, you come. Oh, let's try for her as a girl. Or it's been like difficult or it's been okay.
As much as I would love to tell you it's been a breeze, it has not. Charlie.
So do you think it's harder for you than it is for?
It's definitely harder for me. The reason I say it's definitely harder for me, even one time I went on a set with of like a photography friend, but he was assisting me for that day. These people were so disrespectful. That's my worst photography story. So this person, the person that did the booking went through my email. So technically we have never spoke on the phone. He didn't even know who was behind the page. He just assumed it was a man. So we go on the set and he walks up to my male assistant. Oh, so this is now like he's just jumped into hi X photos. So this is XYZ. The guy is just there keeping quiet, just looking. It's like this blah blah blah. This is what the model's gonna be doing. And he's like, I'm not a photographer. He's like, okay, so where is he? I was like, what do you mean he? I'm right here. And for some reason, he thought I was assisting the guy, or maybe I was a makeup artist or something. I'm like, no, hi. And he apologized. I'm like, as much as I don't want to see it as your fault, I'm like, we have so much work to do as society. Like, why does this job only have to be a male job? And besides that, even sometimes I'm very sexualized by other male colleagues.
Oh, tell me more, please.
Hey, Charlie.
Oh, tell us. We need to hear.
It gets a bit uncomfortable where it's like maybe you're either helping them or they are helping you, or maybe you're trying to create a friendship, like a professional friend, and then it turns like they're...
Why do boys do that? Charlie. Zuu, it's very worrying. Like,
so now you guys suffering.
And the most painful thing too is that some of them have this whole like, if you don't want to catch a vibe, then it's fine. I also don't want to work with you too. Like, if it's either we are working and catching a vibe, or we are not working at all.
I can't
answer for them.
Just be friends.
Yeah, friends with nothing. Just like actual friends.
Just normal. Hello, hi.
Guys, you need to do better.
Honestly, yeah, the
male voice.
The male photographers need to do better. But besides that, and also because before even becoming a photographer, a lot of my friends in high school, they were pretty, they were popular, so they always got like photography gigs. When I say photography gigs, I mean collaborations to take that picture. So I'm like, I also want to be a part of the people that take pictures. So I'll reach out to photographers and they'd be like, first of all, I have huge ass cheeks, my lips are big, I'm not technical, the
standard of what beauty
standard.
Yeah.
They're normally at that time they're reaching out to lighter skin, and these are all the
light skin girls really won in the early 2010s. They really won.
And these are all the reason I actually
low key.
They are.
And the boys too, they just
right. That light skin face.
Oh my god, light skin guys.
Like, you squint your eyes and you lick your lips.
Right. And that's even some of the reason I even try so hard to focus only on dark skin, because I already feel that light skin already have upper hand. So I'm like, you people, you have your ways, you can connect. So a lot of time I reach out to other photographers, people I never knew at the time I was a photographer, I'd be like, can I model for you? One time one of them was like, oh, I'm sorry, currently I'm just looking for a light skin model, or I'm looking for this critique. Like he gave me like the type of model he was looking for. Like,
right. So you are not fitting.
Sorry, mom, it's okay. So me there, I'm like, sorry, since you can photograph people like me, I will photograph people like me. And Charlie, if you don't do it, I'll do. So that's kind of what's the question again? I forgot.
Male dominated space and just like coming out of it.
It has not been easy. It has not been easy, but it has been rewarding, and it's empowering to know that you're in a field that people are always trying to put you down. Because a lot of people think I'm a competition. It's like, who is this? First of all, I'm a foreigner. And then second of all, I'm a female. It's like, who is this small girl? Where's she coming to do here? Like, always trying to eat him. Oh my God. Let me give you, I love it. Let me give you another scenario.
Stories. Let's go.
This one was with Mami Ajay, the American Ghanaian model.
Yeah, I've seen it.
That one. So I reached out to her. I was like, you're in Ghana. I really love to shoot you. Blah, 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 blah. She was like, oh yeah. And then she invited me to, what's the beach? So, I don't know, but she invited me to some beach, but the time was not going to work. By the time I was going to meet her, sunset, it was like 4. She was telling me come. So she was like, but anyways, I have a shoot with another photographer who I won't name. Don't
worry. We'll go on Instagram and check her post.
We'll find it. We'll find this guy.
I have a shoot with another photographer, and you can come along. That should have already been a red flag, because a lot of I also understand, because a lot of photographers don't like other photographers being on their set. First of all, I wasn't invited by the photographer. I'm not helping him. I'm not assisting. So it became awkward. So I can understand why he behaved that way, but at the same time, he didn't have to. So I get on set and she's doing her makeup. She introduced me to the other photographer. He kind of sidelined me, almost like I wasn't existing. In media, it was so embarrassing, but at the same time, a humbling moment. That was literally last year, Christmas. And I brought my little small camera bag while this man has a whole Jeep with equipment. I'm like, Jesus, intimidating. And funny enough, all of that, he just used one camera and one light. I'm like, so you brought all of this to do what?
To intimidate.
So he's now shooting, but at the same time, I can't do much because he's in the main spot I want. It got very awkward. And then her stylist, this is one thing I will never forget. Her stylist was like, oh, but aren't you here to be taking pictures? Take the BTS. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not here for BTS. I'm here for actual content. But then again, I'm like, this is low-key her fault for putting 2 photographers who don't know each other. If we knew each other, it would have been a bit better. But it was very embarrassing the way people kind of like downplay me and kind of made me feel like nothing. Like they were all talking. It was almost like it was a group and I was excluded. Just like, I spent like 20 minutes and I just like left. It was very embarrassing.
Because I'm sure it's like, hey, we are on our sets doing our thing. You want to come and leech and come and take your nice pictures and also go and tag for free. Those kind of things, you know.
Were you able to get any good shows though?
No, actually. And even if I did, I wasn't going to post it.
Because now it's weird.
And also I don't want to post before the main photographer. Then that makes his content even less valuable. So I respected his content. And as much as I was embarrassed and I felt embarrassed, I was just like, this is not my time.
I hope it's not one of my favorite photographers because you will be cancelled.
You tell us after this thing.
No, but at least you can relax for me small. Because I feel like,
I was not relaxed.
Because stuff like everybody is different. But if you see maybe someone who is younger for one thing, who is also a foreigner and who is a woman, not like a woman, like opposite sex. Yeah, it's my shoot and everything. Oh, what do you do? How long have you been doing this?
I was hoping
he could have definitely been more.
She didn't tell me about this, so I'm sorry, you can't really shoot. So when I'm done, I'll try and leave like 10 minutes for you.
I was not that really hoping that was what was going to happen.
Yeah, it's not that deep.
But at the same time, to also kind of get him like, like you were saying.
Like, I'm coming here to work, and then you brought yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, like honestly,
tricky...
it was Mommy Ajay's fault. She shouldn't have put us together.
Yeah.
But I also understand because
she never said it to him. Like you just popped up there.
But even if she said it, because they don't know each other, it would just be awkward.
No, so okay, everybody's different. Because me, if I know that you're going to come and make my work messy, I'll say I'm not down for this. Don't let her come.
Yeah.
If I've agreed and you are there, I'm not going to be trashed to you. Even if I'm going to be trashed to you, I'll tell you that I have a lot of work to do. The best I can do is to give you 5 minutes or something. Yeah. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway.
But then again, she felt like she was giving me an opportunity because she was leaving, I think, the day after. So she
just had to try for
It was a very sketchy situation, but at the same time, she shouldn't have put us together.
Okay, we'll not cancel anybody.
We're not canceling anybody.
We love you all.
They're lucky. Next time.
So speaking of best experiences, worst experiences, what's like your
my
best
experience actually is from last year. As I said, last year was a really good year. So my auntie, as I told you, I was raised in Liberia for only 10 years. My auntie got traditionally married to her husband in August, and I had a honor of shooting their traditional wedding. And that was the very first time I've ever experienced a Liberian I've experienced Nigerian, Ghanaian, none of my actual culture. So I was just happy to be there. Yeah. And I saw how things were going. The pictures I have on my page, how things were being done, how it's different compared to Ghana. And it just really brought so much joy to me. I'm like, this is the part of my culture I want people to see. Yeah. This is the part of like African culture I want us to respect, because it was nothing like Western culture. It was just so unique and different. I was like, from the preparation process to them singing, to them prepping the bride, to them bringing the bride outside. I was like, damn, African. Like, that just really made me happy. Yeah. That's probably my favorite. And the reason I feel like it's my favorite is because also it's my
like
family
ties too. Yeah. And when you say the worst is the one you spoke about recently.
The worst would be the one where someone thought I was not a photographer.
Yeah.
That's definitely my worst.
That's crazy.
Well, I really need to think about because I cannot answer these questions like my best, my worst. I can't. I have no idea.
Think hard.
But yeah.
The talent day.
Another time. When is my turn to talk about my story? Yeah.
So go and sit down and look at
I'll think about it.
So speaking of like taking pictures and being excited, have you ever had like a moment where you've taken like pictures and then you come SD card corrupted?
Hey, that's happened to me before. That's happened to you?
Okay, so tell us your story while she
Oh my god.
That's the worst.
Bro, it was one of my first paid gigs as well.
Oh, paid.
Crazy. One of my first ones. So like I took pictures of, it was like a fashion thing. It's like they wore the clothes, everything.
Makeup.
So I get home, I'm like, let me just, cause I'm the type where if I like the pictures,
me too. I will immediately
now.
So photographers, they have favorites. So
of course, if you like the picture, you can't wait.
And then they tell you that, I'll edit it, and you don't get it.
Honestly,
in 2 weeks.
Then you should know it's not my favorite. I promise you.
Yeah, it means that I'm not really feeling it like that. Yeah. So I'm like, tonight I put my thing in my laptop. SD card cannot be read. I took it out, put it in the camera. Cannot be read. I was like, what's going on, bruh?
But what causes those things?
Sometimes the cards
I don't even know.
Corrupt.
Yeah, sometimes the cards.
No, but how can you just be working with something
that's the
vibes?
The hazard of the job, man. It's crazy.
Because of that, actually, I intentionally take more than one card. So
taking a mix and match.
But thankfully, I've not experienced that. But instead, I've experienced something similar where my hard drive stopped working and the client's work. So technically, it's almost the same thing. Yeah. The client's work is sitting there, but you can't do anything.
Okay, so let me relax. Let's all relax. So when you didn't get the pictures, what did you do?
No, so eventually, I just kept putting, it took like 3 days, and I'm saying that, I'm working on this, but the thing is, I'll just put it in, I'll put it in, take it out.
Why did you say
what did I say at the beginning? Zuu is a dangerous person.
But I have to say,
subtitles.
I have to say something. So like, I was like, you know what? I just kept doing it for like 3 days, and then I just did, and it just came.
Hey,
come and see the way I copy. I'm not copying fast.
The way was that?
I'm not copying fast like that before.
The Lord's work.
Just copied everything off. No, I actually didn't get. I got like 70% of it. Yeah,
I said contact type problem.
I got like 70% of the files, and then I'm like, alright, cool, let's go. So
this baby Jesus,
I copied them.
Like he go over you for them.
Bruh.
Like you don't even have a career.
But no, funny enough, they actually have like software but it's mad expensive. It's probably going to be like double of whatever they pay him for him to retrieve those.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's
exactly.
Like, it's so long.
You are doing it for your name, not for like.
For not honestly, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I saved it. So, and that was like one of the early days. Like you said, I learned from it. I bought like 4 cards.
Back to back.
I bought hard drive. Send me. It's never happened to me.
Never again.
So,
but it's so embarrassing though. Like,
it's crazy.
Imagine someone you have never worked with where you don't like have a cool, or
imagine if it's a wedding. You can't tell everybody to come back.
Jesus Christ.
And do it again.
I think wedding photography is scary.
It is very scary.
I will not do it too.
It really is. Me, I'll probably fraud them. I'll just block them and disappear from their life because
exactly.
You come to say, honestly, I'm sorry, I destroyed the best day of your life.
I'm sorry, I can't do anything about
this. Remembered forever.
Maybe that's why people hire like different photographers for weddings because
it's mad.
It's mad. If you
I'll
lose the
definitely
pictures,
do that. 3 photographers.
Yeah.
You're not parts. You're not parts.
Yeah, of course, because I'll be in the front seats.
And you'll probably be the groomsman or...
Yeah, I start wearing my suit
this
and things,
one
looking fly.
Ew.
You know how I do.
You're not even part of the train.
Hey.
Zuu is a dangerous person.
The train, why?
Zuu cut a hole in my wedding dress.
I'll cut a hole in your wedding dress.
See, I didn't know you're this weekend.
Don't mind it.
Everybody thinks I'm the evil one and Zuu is the good one.
I have another question. So, I have 2 questions actually. Mm-hmm. So tell me about like your first paid, like the first time someone was like, I want to pay you for your pictures.
Right.
Because like for a lot of us, it starts like, well, just for free, like we just enjoy doing it. It's just a hobby. It's for fun. And then someone's like, I want to pay you for your pictures. Wow. How was that feeling like?
So I will tell you the first time I got a really good gig where I had to travel out. The first time was actually a family member. My family has been so supportive. It was like a distant cousin. And she had never even seen my work. Just knew I was a photographer. She was also based in Ghana. She was like, yo, come and take my picture. How much do you charge? At the time, I didn't even know what to charge. I was like, 500 Ghana. She's like, okay, come by. And I gave her like 1,000 pictures for that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And she said she never posted one of it. She was like, they're nice. They're very nice. But my most really good gig where it like hit me, I'm like, yo, this shit is good, was actually last year again, the beginning of last year. I won't give you the exact amount, but I'll tell you, it was not more than the actual
No,
work.
not less than.
Sorry, it was not less than. Yeah. It was not less than $6,000.
Oh, same.
Cash money heroes.
It was not less than that. And then they flew me out. That was a Burkina Faso.
Fly you out in my drone. Zuu. This could be us. I'll be your assistant and we'll go.
For real.
Oh, please.
Podcast.
Disclaimer, it's not that easy for you to just get that type of... Please.
Yeah.
The only reason I even got that job because of Ducky. Because I shot her and then the person was like, if she's shooting Ducky, then she's probably expensive. At the time, I wasn't even charging that much. They brought that budget. They brought that budget and I was like, it's okay. Even my friends, my other photographer friends who get like bigger gigs, they were like, you can charge way higher, you know? But I was scared. I'm like, nah, it's okay. Let me just
What if they say it's okay? Let me take my money back.
Yeah, they'll say, no, okay, fine. As long as you want that, then we'll have to do like extra checks and have like more of your portfolio. That's where you see
Charlie. So that was that. And that experience was also amazing. I took a lot of good pictures there. I don't know how I can show you, but yeah, it was a fashion shoot, but just not any type of fashion shoot. That's the only reason I accepted it, because I'm not a fashion photographer, but it was a fashion shoot trying to show African culture.
Yeah. Right.
So you know how you weave the clothing? Burkina Faso does a lot of like hand weaving. So this girl, she was trying to she created a business where they weave clothing and then she take it back to, I think, Canada or America or somewhere, and she sells it.
Right.
But instead she wanted the shoot to be in her mom's village, and it was so beautiful. We had hearses, we had like local animals, we're shooting in huts, we're shooting where the ladies were weaving. It was just, nice. It was breathtaking. We're shooting on the river. I was in heaven. As much as I was shooting,
paid, like
as much as the money was good, the vibe was just good. Like you could clear, even herself was like, she couldn't stop telling me things. Up to now we still talk. We kind of became friends. She was like, yo, this is amazing. You're really capturing everything I want. I'm like, and that's the thing, if I'm not excited about a shoot, it's gonna show. And she saw I was excited, so yeah,
that's dope.
So that was when I got my biggest, one of the times I got my biggest picture.
So if after being, in one of these like big time shoots, making a lot of money, when people tell us about it, like when people try and underpay you or like
say, photo, come and do free photo shoot.
They're just pressing it. It's not that deep.
Just 5 pictures.
I think I have kind of set myself up in the way that you can't disrespect me. You can't just come to me.
Yeah.
Say that.
I have over 100 plus unread messages. It's not because I'm trying to be big and bad, but it's also, this is one thing I also tell upcoming photographers who do not know how to do collaborations. Here's the thing, collaboration is 50-50. What am I gaining from you? What are you gaining from me?
Yeah.
So a lot of time when people reach out to me, oh, I would love to collaborate with you. I'm dark skinned. I'm like, girl, we're in Ghana. We're all dark skinned. What are you talking about? So it's not like I'm looking for dark skin.
What I bring to it?
It's like, okay, besides me just shooting, are you going to give me a potential job? Are you going to like give me more following? Are you going to give me more exposure? What are you exactly? Instead, I'm bringing everything to the table. So this is not a fair trade. So I can't collaborate with you. Yeah. So a lot of time I will respond to them like, I'm sorry, I'm currently not collaborating. Or I will literally list the reasons why I can't collaborate. And it's not because of their body or their face. I'm like,
it has nothing to do with
it. It has nothing to do with you. It's how can you help me expand my business or expand my craft? So with people come to tell me, oh, photo, here's one of my friends. She doesn't do that nonsense. She will literally come and be like, Sianeh, I have this budget. Can you afford? I'm like, babes, we're over that. I won't charge you. Like, there's some people who because I know how they come and I know how much they have invested into my craft. Even if it's not money, the time. Sometimes I'll call this guy at 4 a.m. Even before now, we're talking about my business. So it's like with those type of people, why are you charging them? They're investing so much time. Also, this is the same person who will randomly call me, be like, yo, I saw some photography get going. Do you understand?
So
it's about fair trade. So if she comes to me, I want a picture, I'm like, go and get ready. I'm ready, whatever. So just don't come to me any kind of way. And also when you come to underpay, these are one thing I've learned.
Say the truth,
One thing I've learned, when a photographer or a potential client comes to you, ask them, what's the purpose of the work? Someone almost did this thing to me and thought it was going to play slime. Like, no, it won't happen. It won't happen. So I took a picture of a musician. What's his name? That's his name. I took a picture of a musician, really vibe. And when he reached out, he was like, his assistant actually reached out. He was like, I want you to take some picture of X, Y, and Z. I asked, what's the purpose? Oh, just social media. I was like, okay. So I gave them my normal price. After I took the pictures, he liked it so much. That time he was dropping an album out and he was like, yo, can I use this picture for my album cover? I was like, yeah, if you can buy the copyright of it. And he was like, how much is it? I think I was charging about £2,000. That copyright means he can use it
for whatever he wants.
It's free. It's for him now.
For life.
Literally. And he was like, yo, where am I supposed to get it? I'm like, I don't know. I don't care.
Like, what it is. Because when you came the first time, that wasn't the agreement.
Exactly. If he told me this was, because I told him, if you told me this was for album cover purposes, I will tell you my price and then we could have discussed and
then all agree.
It's too late now. So technically what he was doing was testing the waters and see, is she good enough for me? So I'm like, no. So it ended up not being his app because we couldn't agree on the price. And I'm like, I won't sell myself short. There's so many jobs I have lost. But I tell you, because I'm like,
you don't want to cheapen yourself.
One thing someone told me, a photography friend of mine told me, Juice actually, he told me, do not let your excitement of the job kind of block your common sense from thinking when it comes to the business side. And I still struggle with the business side of photography. Like when it comes to the business side, I always mess myself up. I still get underpaid as much as you think, oh wow, 2,000 CDs, $2,000. I still get underpaid for the amount of work I put. So he always reminds me, it's like, Sianeh, you have the talent. If they came to you, they have a reason for being there. So charge.
Yes, charge properly.
So it's like, do not let the excitement, because me, I always do that. When I'm really excited about the idea, the place is I'll just be like, okay, whatever. I'll just take this. It's like, don't do that. You'll sell yourself short and people will keep doing that to you.
So now that I want to ask about money. So now that we've entered the money thing, like getting multiple, like sometimes I'm sure maybe there are sometimes that like it's very low money. Some months
right
is crazy.
Right now it's very low.
Stuff like that. So what are you doing to like ensure that this whole monetization is like long term? Like even if I don't get businesses for like a month, I have enough money, or like are you like saving? Like what are you doing to?
If I have to be honest, creativity in Africa is so hard for you to actually live off of it. I shouldn't lie. I am so grateful. I'm one of the lucky ones that can actually sustain off of it. But if I have to recommend anything, always have a backup plan. I shouldn't lie. I shouldn't come and be to you, oh, it's easy. You can just get me here some sometimes 6 months goes, I won't get a job. Sometimes it's just that one job that is good enough. But besides that, it's like always have a backup plan. And even yesterday, I was talking to Zuu and he thought I was only a photographer. I made it clear to him, no, I'm a content assistant.
Yeah.
Besides photography, I do content assistant. I also do collage. So that's 2 different income. Even though I've kind of slowed down on my collage work, but it's going to be coming up soon. Just
come on. That's what we want to hear.
So when I noticed, or when I actually started taking my finance seriously, and my mom kind of, I wouldn't say cut me off, but wasn't giving me as much money. I was like, I need to find other ways to make money. Yeah. When I was even in the States, I was still taking pictures there, but I wasn't satisfied. Yeah. And also, besides even just trying to just live off of photography money, I always recommend people, it's nothing wrong with having more than one income. Like, that's the best because your money is working for you. Yeah. So when I was there, I started turning my collages. That's when I turned my collage into a business. I started turning my collages into like prints and shirts. So that's a whole different income plus photography. But when I came back to Ghana, I stopped the collage because PayPal fucked me over. But besides that, I stopped the collage making, and then I'm like, okay, I've stopped collage making. That income has closed. I need to find another income stream. And then I got into content assistant. Yeah. So So
aside diversifying your income portfolio, like when the money comes, do you like put it somewhere or chalet?
Yeah, do you just put it under your bed?
When the money comes,
I am so bad at savings.
Yeah.
This year is like one of my goals to actually understand how my income is and all of that.
Right.
Like, it's so bad to the point where it's like, today I will get a certain amount of money for the month, and it's like, hey, where am I getting money from? I can't go and tell my mother. Yeah. And at the same time, I don't blame myself because also my mother is to blame because I have been used to a certain lifestyle. Yeah. But I can, and that's a lot of things other like young adults deal with. They can't maintain the lifestyle they have been grown up to. Yeah. But now that I have been in this space and I realized, you cannot be living this way. You have to live to your means. Yeah. So this whole 2022, one of the biggest goal is to like financially put myself together. So I'm the wrong person for you to ask about financial advice.
Yeah, but it's actually good because I feel like I'm in the same like boat. I would make like, I have 9 to 5 and then I try and do like content stuff, like things that I love on the side, trying to make money from the side. And it's like at the end of the month, you don't know what you did with the money.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the only thing I'm trying to be consistent with is paying my tithe. Like, oh God, I've asked for God, I'll not cheat God. But I've been cheating myself. Like, because ideally you should like be putting money away.
Yeah. Do you know where, like, what you spend your money on?
No, I know you told me to get that app, bro. It's difficult.
What app is it?
You told me to like log in all my payments.
Me too. I've actually started a finance tracker, but I don't think it's not an app though.
It's difficult for me, honestly. I feel like
but you have to do it.
It's just like, kind of see it like social media.
Yeah, but it's difficult. Like, for example, today I've taken like 5 Ubers.
Yeah, so you have to, like,
It's like, am I not going to sit down and write that? Okay, I went to SKT.
Yeah, that's what I do. So like, I'll literally sit back and I'll try and remember everything.
Is it really that much?
Or every time you make the payment,
Uber send you email, like they'll send you an email.
Or every
so
time
you just check it and then write it down.
Or every time you make the payment, as soon as you make the payment, you go to the app and just put it in. Yeah, so you don't have to forget.
Because like for me, like at the end of 2021, like literally I tracked every single thing I spent, and there was a pie chart. I know I spent like, let's say 35% on food and 40% on transport, and it's like I know where my money is going.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So I feel like I got this amount of money and I've spent all of it, I can just check.
So, but when you look at your spending habits, do they make sense to you?
Yeah, because
now it makes sense to you. Ever since you started to track it.
Yeah, so because of that, I spend better. And
so
you
think when you started to see like, hey, this was then you started to
relax, because like you're saying, the Uber, bruh, you just be there and you checking like, why is Uber
like you spend like sometimes you spend like 300 Ghana on Uber.
Yeah, like your money's all going there. It's like, yo, that's what's going on. Yeah.
And like you're saying, I feel like
you're not even putting it on actual things. Like you don't even go to the shop and be like, oh, I want to buy this top. I'm just saying, like, where you can actually physically see, oh, I bought this table,
or I bought this shoe, or this bag that I can resell.
You don't see it.
Yeah.
Vibes.
So it's really important to track your spending, like, because it shows you.
It's important to track your spending, but also try to understand how you can cut back on as many things as possible.
Yeah, that as well. Yeah, and also like
money.
I guess develop some self-control, because there's some things that you don't need. It's like you don't need to buy that jollof,
or me going to the tax,
or you don't need to buy that top because you want to wear that top. Don't buy it. You don't need it. You like it, but you don't need it,
babe. I actually need it
because there's a lot of things that you buy.
When I post like a new top and it's cute, I'm going to get like more likes.
When the likes, give me the money back,
and I'll get
if
like
that's the case,
potentially.
If that's the case, then you need to sell your old stuff. You need to thrift your old stuff.
Okay.
So you can make the money back.
Yes,
That's a good idea.
I've been trying to, honestly, I have like 3 buckets full of clothes. Like, the washing bucket.
Yeah.
3 full.
If they're still in good
do
condition.
the same, but I just give it out. But that's a really good idea.
Because like
because actually, when I started my content assistant job, I kind of had to dress a little bit professional going to meetings, and I didn't have any professional clothing.
So you took some out.
No, like my mom's like bought me like half a suitcase, and they came. I'm like, bro, I don't like the styles. It's not my style. So I literally have to, and they were brand new, like Zara, H&M. I saw them, but I didn't think of that.
Did you guys see those like thrift pages on IG?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's owned by one person. They're just selling all their old clothes. It's not like they go to some place you can carry them. It's their own personal clothes.
Me and my friends actually tried to do that. Like, we were mad serious. We got all the dresses together. We were serious. So, but it just didn't come to fruition because it's actually a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
There's this girl who does. We should even get her on the podcast. Asida Finds. Yeah. So she does. Have you heard of her before? Yeah. She does this where you can actually thrift, like send your pictures of your stuff, and then she picks the one she likes, and then you guys discuss the price and everything. And it's like, it works. Yeah. But like you're saying, we have to find ways to like make money, save money,
and make our money work for us.
Yeah, make our money work for you.
Yep.
I feel like that's the only way you can sustain worth, make your money work. I feel like that's all the rich people have kind of figured out, making their money work for. Which rich person do you actually see waking up at 9 to go and actually work? Okay. Someone else is working for them. Like
some of them, they can't sleep too because they have to do their calculation. They have
True.
That's true.
But you're saying it reaches a point where it's not like, hey, if we don't work hard today, we are going
we're gonna die. And at this point, that's kind of where we are, where it's like, if you don't work hard, you die. And we don't want that.
Yeah. Exactly.
I feel like maybe the reason we do that is because we don't have like any when I say any responsibility, I mean like another human on us. Like if you have a child, you will think sensible. You don't spend that. You buy that jollof.
Exactly.
You don't buy that top.
But because it's just us, it's like
so you guys just need to go and get kids. That's all.
No, please. It's okay. I don't need that one to put my finance together. It's okay.
So speaking of getting kids, what are your goals for 2022?
Oh my God, I have so much plan.
But you can't say it here.
Just give us like
say some.
Okay, one of it actually, I was actually talking to her about it. So funny enough, as much as I have been enjoying photography, my interest has slowly, like I get bored of things very easily.
Same.
I'm so glad all of creators
can relate and come and say that we should wrap up Stay by Plan.
No. we are still here. Don't worry.
So I get bored of things really easily. Even funny enough, it was boredom that took me to become a collage artist because I was bored again, and then I was like, I need to find something new to do. So I've been doing photography for almost 5 years, and I was right now I'm low-key kind of getting bored of it. But then I kind of regroup and saw everything. I was like, I really enjoyed this. I shouldn't let boredom take something away that means so much to me and other people. Besides just me, other people reach out to me like, it's because of you. I love you.
Hey. Sorry. 2022, don't let your phone fall down.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's because?
It's because of you. I kind of like my gap or my cheeks or my lips or my skin. So I'm like, if I do stop this thing, I'm also affecting other people. Yeah. So I'm like, I need to find a way I need to remember how I fell in love with documentary photography. Yeah. And the only way was taking random pictures, like wedding events, because it was those pictures that made me understood that I do not want to be standing on my feet for 6 hours. Like kind of made me appreciate. So I'm like, I need to go back to the source and make me like kind of make it misuse me and be like, I need to go back to document. So that's kind of one of my goals for 2022. Yeah. So I'm going to create a whole new photography page, just put out every type of content that comes to my head. Nice. So today you'll see club content, tomorrow you'll see wedding. So it's like,
perfect.
I'm
the
not
other side.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's one of it. And then another one, I might be selling some of my collage prints with Nubuke. They reach out to me.
That's nice. I like Nubuke.
Okay. I do too.
Really fun,
They reach out to me and they were asking me if I'm interested. Yeah. So I have to now sign the contract. The contract is just sitting there, but I have not signed it yet. Of course.
That's the sign.
I'm doing it. And then I might be having another exhibition, but that one might not be in Ghana.
So then outside, not to cut you, but outside photography, what other goals do you have, like personal goals?
Personal goals, hopefully before 2022, and I want to be in London and go back to school. Oh, nice. I want to go back to a media school, something that has to do with photography or content. Right. Yeah.
And photography is here. So even the personal goals come right back.
Yeah.
Everything comes back to
it. Did you see my point why I kept telling myself I can't leave photography? I need to find a way to find my joy back. I was talking to my mom and she was like, you have literally made photography a living. And she was telling me how it's really confusing because what I did, I kind of like figure out the trick code to life, because 90% people will go to school for a degree they don't even know they have a job in. But she's like, for you found a job, now you just have to go and get the degree. So you're already making money off of it. So even
just
if you
certify kind of thing.
Exactly. So that's kind of my goal. I'm really hoping before the end of 2022, I'm going to school somewhere in London or Canada.
We love this. We can't wait to see it happen. You know,
and I'm really excited. I can't wait to go and learn all the
technicalities
and bring it back to Africa.
No more vibes.
And then come back.
Small vibes.
That's the point.
And then you raise your price.
Raise the price.
Even
and also
more. Because yesterday's
bring
price.
others along.
Yeah.
Yesterday's price.
It's not today's price.
Okay.
Time to wrap up then. So, yeah.
So one thing we like to do on this podcast is... I can't say this.
One thing we like to... New Year, same, stay by plan. All right. So one thing we like to do on this podcast is... First of all, who would you like to hear on this podcast? Because that's what we did with Joseph, and he said your name and you came on the podcast. So who would you like to hear on Stay by Plan?
There's so many amazing creators.
It doesn't even have to be a creative. It can be
anybody
literally at all. Yeah.
Oh. Somebody I really, really love to hear that story is Araba. You know Araba, right? The artist. I think she paints.
Yeah. I seen her.
Yeah. Like the reason I kind of resonate so much with her is her art is so different from what you would. I do not understand the art, but I'm like, the art is nice. I don't know what's happening, but I vibe with it. And it's so different and so unique. It's almost like this woman, almost like Amari. You know how Amari's style of music is not like the local African style, and people really did not understand until she blew. That's kind of the same with Araba. I'm just like, we need to start appreciating this girl's worth before Nigeria come and steal her from her, because now she's going to Nigeria, exhibiting in Nigeria. I'm like, Nigeria have seen her worth. Have we here in Ghana seen it? We have not seen it.
So definitely.
Araba is amazing.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
And what song have you been listening to so that we play out with that song?
Okay, I won't like... Me, I'm very trash when it comes to music. But I will tell you a song that resonates with me that I really like is Burna Boy, Time Flies. The reason I love that song so much is because it kind of resonates with my photography again, because I honestly believe every single day is a history. Like today, the next second. Yeah. So I'm like, time really flies, and we don't truly appreciate the current like things that's happening. So that's why I try to take pictures of just random things happening. Like you'll see someone like pounding fufu. In the next 2-3 years, whatever, we don't pound fufu anymore because we want to be so civilized and want to be so...
machine.
Exactly.
It's deep, guys.
Exactly. So that's why I love it. That's why I really like Time Flies, because like time flies like no man's, like really appreciate the moments, like current moments. So Time Flies.
That's deep.
So as she has said, time has really flown. So we have to go, guys.
All too soon.
I wish we could talk more, but like...
all too soon. We come to the end, so...
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Very educative, very inspiring. You know.
Actually, a friend of mine, I don't know if you know Miku or Christy, but those are like some friends of mine, and they were telling me, I was like, I'm so happy and so proud of you. I'm not even trying to make your heads big. It's already big enough.
Zeus will not mind. Zeus is super big.
But no, I'm so proud of y'all, because nobody else is really doing podcasts in Ghana like you are doing it. Like seriously, I see you in the next 2-3 years where it's like doing things like having people like Wizkid on this shit. Like I see y'all going big. I see you guys going big. Like I'm really proud of you. Thank you for having me.
Super fun.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely do some more content with you.
For sure.
Those energies.
Thank you.
It's up there,
Okay, guys. Thank you so much for listening. We love you always. I love you more than Zuu loves you. That's why I always tell you the truth. Everybody that Zuu is a dangerous man.
No, it's not true, but we'll take it like that.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Happy New Year,
guys.
Bye.
Happy New Year. Bye.